Let me save you 6 months of frustration with WordPress hosting. If your hosting company promises unlimited support, but you're still opening tickets every week, you don't have a support problem, you have an ownership problem. In this video, I want to show you 3 things. Why unlimited support almost never means what business owners think it means. Why it quietly keeps capable people stuck in the same loop, and what to look for instead if you actually want your website handled, not just tolerated. Okay, no technical jargon here, no hosting drama. Let's talk about the business reality. Here's the core issue. Business owners speak in outcomes. Words like revenue, reliability, speed, trust. Support teams speak in systems, logs, plugins, themes, scope. You've heard them, I know. Those 2 languages, though, are misaligned. And the frustration that creates isn't your fault. It should never be on the business owner to learn how to phrase a problem in a way that makes it solvable. It should be on the support team to think critically about what you're actually asking and then to solve the real problem underneath. Now, I've seen this from both sides. I run a premium website hosting and support company, but before that, I ran an agency. And before that, I was you. I was the guy waiting on the replies, opening tickets, and trying to translate between my business needs and technical explanations. And I can tell you with complete and absolute confidence, most hosting support teams are simply not designed to solve your problems. They're designed to close tickets. That distinction matters almost more than you can know. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Unlimited support is simply a pricing phrase. It's not an operating promise. It sounds super generous, super premium, right? Sounds like someone else finally has your back. I know, but here's how it usually works. Unlimited support means unlimited access to triage your problems. You can submit as many tickets as you want. You can ask as many questions as you want. Resolution, though, is a different story. Most hosts quietly exclude things that can actually break real business sites. Plugins, theme conflicts, performance optimization, custom code, forget about it. WooCommerce edge cases, email deliverability, and even third-party services. Anything like that is typically labeled outside our scope. Okay, those exclusions aren't there because the host is malicious or they don't want to help. They're simply there because unlimited real problem solving is not economically possible at scale. I've seen this, I know it, okay? So the system is not built to fix, it's not built to own, it's built to deflect. And here's the pattern I see over and over. Okay, your site slows down, your checkout breaks, forms stop sending, pages are loading inconsistently. You open a ticket. Support responds quickly. They're polite, right? They're there. And then you hear some version of this. This appears to be caused by a plugin. This looks like a theme issue. This is outside our scope. Have you ever, and this is my favorite, right? Have you ever tried disabling things one by one? All of these things are not technically wrong, but you don't know how to do this, right? It's their job or it's our job. Nothing actually gets solved. You heard an answer, but it didn't get solved. So now what happens? You become a project manager. You start coordinating with the designer or developer. You're guessing which plugin matters. And all the while, you're super frightened that any time you click, the site's going to go down. You start relaying messages between vendors, and it feels exhausting. Not because you're bad at this, because you were never supposed to be doing it in the first place. Last month alone, we onboarded 8 sites, all stuck in that same loop. Everyone had open tickets with their previous host. They marked them resolved for issues that were still happening. Within the first week on our platform, every one of those recurring problems was permanently fixed, not patched, fixed. That's not the real cost though, right? People assume the downside of cheap or unlimited hosting is simply the monthly price. That's not the real cost. The real cost is reopening the same issues, the mental load of not knowing who owns what, and the anxiety when something breaks before the launch. You know that constant feeling that your site is fragile? You're not alone. Everyone has it. That's why business owners say things like, I feel like I'm always one update away from a disaster, or I don't trust my site, or this is the normal one. I don't know who to call anymore. I'm pulling my hair out. That's not a support failure. That is an ownership gap. By the way, if you're wondering where your site stands right now, I want you to know we built a free tool that runs a full performance audit in about 30 seconds. We'll give it to you. I'll put the link down below. It checks your speed, your security posture, your hosting setup, and gives you a clear picture of what's working and what's not. So here's what to look for instead. You don't need unlimited support. You need outcome ownership. You need someone to take on your problem and simply fix it and be done with it. When you talk to a host, these are the questions that matter. When my site is slow, do you fix it or only diagnose it? If checkout breaks, do you own the problem until it's resolved, even when multiple systems are involved? They're going to say no. What's excluded in plain English? Do you prevent issues or only react to tickets? You're going to learn more from how clearly those questions are answered than from any feature list that you can read, because all the features are just marketing. In many cases, you won't get real answers at all. You're going to get hedging, carefully worded deflection, or marketing language, and that's going to tell you everything. This is exactly why we don't sell unlimited support. We sell responsibility. We take on sites only when we can control the full environment. We prevent repeat issues and own the outcome end to end. That ownership is the difference between constantly reacting and finally being able to trust your own website again. Once you see the difference between support and ownership, it's going to change how you evaluate every single hosting promise. All right? In the next video, I'll break down why most managed hosting isn't actually managed at all and why that distinction matters far more than price. All right.